Okay. You ready?
Now I'm ready.
You had to adjust that.
Yes,
that
it
Coke?
was very important. My
Okay.
OCD was gonna kill me if it didn't.
Welcome to episode
Seven.
six.
Six. I knew that.
Damn, I can't believe it.
I'm sorry. It's confusing because we started with 0 and like count numbers were hard.
That one's so low quality. I didn't even think to like adjust the microphone like audio in the Premiere project. I don't know. So it sounded like
It was
really
a test
off.
episode.
Yeah, it was a test
That's the whole
episode.
point.
So I still don't count it. So this is episode 6.
6.
So hi.
Hi. It's been a bit of a slower week, so we don't have much to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we'll span out one of these topics long enough, or we'll think of something in the middle of recording.
Yeah, speaking of, we watched Flash yesterday.
No.
The Flash.
There you go. You said it right.
Why does it matter?
It matters a lot.
I refer to it as the Flash, and nobody cared. I mean, as just Flash.
I know.
Whenever I think of Flash, though, I always think of that guy from Zootopia. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the sloth?
The sloth. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was the whole joke.
But yeah. Flash. Ezra Miller. Am I right?
Am I right?
If you were on the internet, like I think it was last year, you heard about all those shenanigans. That's like such a tame way to describe
very
it.
tame.
Whatever the fuck Ezra Miller was doing in Hawaii.
I don't know, man. At this point, I still don't know the whole story because I know there's just so much to it.
They like had multiple bar fights, I thought, or like were kicked out of like a bar or something. And then were arrested.
Yeah.
But then I think they also kidnapped a teenager.
I did not hear that one.
That. I don't know. It was like so
It's really
weird.
it's too much.
And then after that whole entire controversy, they proceeded to scrap Batgirl. They proceeded to scrap that.
Yeah.
I'm like, why not scrap the Flash? Ezra Miller already fucked up. But after watching the Flash, of course, spoilers for the Flash.
Oh yeah, many spoilers.
That movie was basically like supposed to be the end of the DC universe, the current one.
It was essentially, yeah, it was that and meant to reset it so James Gunn could start his I got a message. Okay. But yeah. I'm a bit more of a DC fan. I'm not as big as a DC fan as Marvel, but I know a lot more DC stuff than he does, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably know a lot more stuff, but yeah, essentially James Gunn is he's essentially the Kevin Feige of DC, as in he is the head of it and he has a plan this time. The whole problem with the original DC Cinematic Universe, they had nothing planned, so they just kind of went batshit with it, and that's why it didn't really work out well. But now with James Gunn, who's really good, like he did all the Guardians movies, which are all great, and he also did the Suicide Squad movie was in the old DC universe, which was pretty good. It was funny, and it was just it was just overall funny because that team is meant to be obviously dispendable. Like in the first movie, they kill off, or not in the first, in the first part of that movie, they kill off like half of the people they introduce you to immediately, like in their first mission. It's just it emphasizes the whole suicide aspect, which the first one did not. Like they killed one guy that no one knew who he was. But yeah, I think James Gunn, I think he can do a good job. He's really good making movies, and I'm sure he already like laid out a plan of like the upcoming movies and shows. What's cool, I think, about that they're doing different from a little Marvel, they're making both shows, movies, and video games all in the same universe, but the thing is they're making it so every character has the same actor. Like this actor has to play this character in this show or in this movie or in this video game. Like they're doing animated shows, they're doing live action shows, but they all are played by the same person. There's no like recast or something, which I think is cool. It helps with the like continuity and all that and makes it seem more together. And they also have this thing, the Batman movie. That's like not part of it. They're calling these things called Elseworlds, where it's like DC movies, but not part of the main cinematic universe. So like that is one of them.
So going back to the Flash,
Flash, yes.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. At the end, there was this scene where it's like all of these like world looking things that look like Roman Colosseums or some shit like that.
It was a bit weird. Like I kind of get what they were going for, but at the same time, it was a bit weird.
Are those Elseworlds?
No, those are just like other Earths, like other worlds,
other universes.
Yeah, other universes.
Okay, because like
Elseworlds is in the term of like the movies, not like in the lore or anything. Like they're just calling it that.
So the Robert Pattinson Flash.
That could be technically
not Flash,
Batman. That is another Earth. So like maybe in some other multiversal movie they do way in the future they could do like a cameo or something, but like it's not part of the main timeline cinematic universe thing.
Also, it was funny that they included that Christopher Nolan Superman?
Which one? The one with he was fighting the spider?
No. The Superman that was like
the
that
older
was never
one?
gonna happen. No,
yes,
that was
the one with the longer hair and he was fighting the spider.
Christopher Nolan?
No, that's not Christopher Nolan.
That's the director. Forgot his name.
Nicholas
Cage.
Yes, I thought that was funny. I got that way more than he did. Do you know like the backstory of that, or do you?
Yes, my dad explained it to me right after we left the theater. It was gonna happen. It was in pre-production, and
it was made by Tim Burton.
And then a photo of Nicolas Cage in this suit came out, and like everybody said it looked awful, and then they just scrapped it. Was it like that?
Something like that, but yeah, he looks so goofy with like the longer hair. But I gotta give props to the movie makers for making a reference to that. It was pretty funny.
I am confused because I believe that he wasn't actually there, or like they used photos of him.
I think
you could
it
tell
was
it was like a 3D
CG.
model.
Yeah, it was not him.
Which is like that.
Speaking of the CG,
all of it looked awful. Yeah.
Because the thing is, everyone I feel like was hyped. Like not like everyone, like fans, like movie watchers, directors, and all that. Even James Gunn. James Gunn said this was one of the best superhero movies he's ever seen. I'm like, it's okay.
You've directed much better ones.
He's done much better ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I think overall the movie is good, not great. Like, in terms of the two multiverse kind of superhero movies we've gotten, we have Flash and Spider-Verse.
And Spider-Verse
it's a very large gap, which is not to the fault of Flash. I'm not going to, like, say the Flash is worse because of Spider-Verse. Like, that's not really fair.
It also had, like I was mentioning earlier, that Ezra Miller got arrested in a karaoke bar in Hawaii, and he also groomed a teenager. I think.
It's hard. I was
just reading a bit more.
It is a bit hard to like the movie because of that actor, but
yeah.
Once you get past that, I think he did a good job.
Yeah, and a whole entire like situation happening with Warner and Discovery.
Yeah,
that kind of soured immediately like the movie going experience. I already felt kind of weird going to the Flash, but I mean. I'm not sure. I don't know what to say about morals about. Was I supporting Ezra Miller?
No,
because I didn't give him $1. My dad gave him money, gave like the movie theater money. So I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't think so. I think it's fine, honestly, as long as you can. I was able to get past the whole fact that like I knew obviously not like I'm not going to support him after this, and I don't really support him obviously then when I was watching. But obviously they filmed most of that stuff before that stuff happened and all that.
Yeah, before everything
went batshit crazy. But yeah, I think he did a good job in the movie. They, sorry, my bad. They did a good job in the movie. I liked all the scenes where he was talking about his mom and stuff. That was pretty sad. And
you stop. It's
I'm sorry.
Appear in the mic.
I fidget sometimes. Yeah, I thought he did a good job. I think it was pretty good where he was playing two different versions of himself, essentially one more serious and...
Yeah, that part looked, I guess, believable.
Oh, yeah, it was good.
Two different...
Berries.
Yes. And I thought the plot was, like, interesting. It was funny. It was like a watch that you had fun in.
It was
even
fun.
Though I think the CGI is really telling of how the current state of, like, CGIs in movies are right now, where it's like all of
I don't know. I feel like out of the recent movies I've seen, this was the worst of CG. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't
but-
really have other problems with other kind of movies.
a lot of people were talking about how bad the CGI was in Quantum Mania.
That's fair.
But that looks good compared to
yeah,
this.
it looks much better.
In the
CG.
scene where Barry first like starts running and
Saving
then
the babies.
Yeah, saving the babies, and then he gets sad after going to his childhood home, and then fucking runs as fast as he can. They don't ever explain how like running that fast makes that happen. I don't believe they do.
I mean, I don't think so, but I don't think they ever do that. Like, even in the show, they didn't do that. Well, maybe they did. It's been a while since I've seen that. But yeah, he can run really fast, and
He's the only one with the ability.
well, yeah.
Except, I guess probably like Superman could do that, because I remember watching, I think.
Well, it
Justice
has
League.
something to do with you have to be tapped into the Speed Force, which he mentioned a bit, which I didn't think he would, because it kind of just comes out of nowhere.
Well, Superman can go as fast.
Yeah,
as
but he's not in tune with the Speed Force.
with the Speed Force, whatever the
The
fuck
Speed
that is.
Force,
called.
I know it is. It makes sense in the show. They explain it there much better. It's hard to explain things in a movie, especially since technically speaking, this is his origin movie, kind of.
What is his origin movie?
This one, the Flash movie, for this Flash, like because
So
like
they never.
because they introduce him in the Justice League, but they never like they don't give him his backstory. He's already super fast. He already has the suit that doesn't burn up.
Yeah, he appeared.
Hell,
in
he
Justice...
technically already time traveled in the Snyder cut.
Really.
Yeah, at the end
I
of the
haven't watched that one.
at the very end where the bad guys actually technically won, and like the cube blows up and everyone's dead, but Flash like phases through it kind of, and he he travels through time, but not like in this movie. He like I think it was cool, the cinematography. He was like, while he was walking, the earth was kind of reforming backwards, and like people were, because like it was like essentially a nuclear bomb went off and the whole earth just got demolished. So like as he was running, it kind of went backwards, like everything. I thought it was cool. But yeah, it's technically he's already time traveled, but not at to the extent he did in this movie.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I haven't watched the Snyder cut.
It's long.
I know. Like,
Just watch a few of the clips that weren't in the original movie online, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I already watched the.
Hell, it doesn't
original
matter anymore.
Justice
So
League. Yeah. But he appeared in Justice League like Spider-Man did in Civil War.
but in there they at least introduce him and do a little.
I
But
guess
the
so.
difference is a lot of people. The reason the thing they did in Civil War is because everyone knows Spider-Man at that
Yeah,
point.
that's
They know
true.
the backstory, know everything, so they don't need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Flash isn't as well known, but he is one of the
More known DC.
core members of the League. He has his own show already.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people know him, so it's like it's understandable that they don't go too far into the backstory, since again it's pretty well known.
You also mentioned that Ezra's Flash was in the show.
So the CW did their own kind of universe thing. They call it the Arrowverse because it started with Arrow, Green Arrow. He did the first show, then it was the Flash, and others came in. But they did in DC. There's this event called Crisis of Infinite Earths, where essentially it's all the universes melding, and at the end of it, it all gets destroyed, and we reset. Kind of what Flashpoint, this movie did, but that on a much bigger scale. Like, everyone's working together and fighting with each other instead of just the Flash doing everything by himself. But in that thing, the multiverse does technically get demolished and destroyed, and so the Flash has to go into the Speed Force, which is like its own kind of separate entity, to fix everything. And while he's there, the Barry from the DC cinematic universe shows up, and they talk to each other, which I thought was pretty funny, because this was 2019. Like, it was a while ago when this happened. So obviously Ezra Miller didn't do any of that stuff. So at that point, everyone was hyped, and it was so cool that they were interacting and stuff, and it was pretty cool. And
the CGI during that.
The CGI was
there CGI?
I mean, not when they were talking to each other. It was just they were just straight up talking to each other and stuff.
But I think you said earlier that the CGI in the show is like the same level as the movie.
Essentially, and that's so weird because like it's understandable for the TV show because they do not have the same amount of budget as a multi-million-dollar movie.
But it's clear that all the budget went to the casting
Casting
instead of the CGI in the Flash.
Yeah,
because I already said spoilers, so I'm not gonna mention it again. At the end is George Clooney,
Yes.
Batman.
Which I don't know why I didn't see that coming. I feel like I should have thought of that.
Yeah, they didn't show that in the collapsing of the multiverse section. Right?
No.
But they showed like a bunch of other.
They showed Adam West's Batman.
That's the one from the show.
The black and white, yeah.
Yeah.
They also showed Christopher Reeve Superman. He was CG'd because unfortunately that actor did pass away.
What about the Superwoman?
That was Supergirl.
Supergirl.
She also had a terrible movie back then. I don't know if it was in the same universe. I don't really know much about the older movies.
But there's like a Superman and Supergirl right next to each other.
I think it was. They came out in the same time period. That's why they're so like yeah. And then they showed the Nicolas Cage Superman, which I thought was funny. They show anything else?
They also showed the Flash with the weird hat.
Yes, that was. That's right. They showed that with was it with the Superman? I think another Superman saw that Flash doing that, right? But I don't think that was like a unique Superman. It was just a random Superman. But yeah, the Flash with the weird hat, that's Golden Age Flash. That's his like old costume when his first appearance, essentially, which is funny. It's just a weird radar dish on his head.
Yeah. There was a plot hole that they never like mentioned.
What?
But like when they went back in time and first to help Batman and Superwoman.
Supergirl. It's Supergirl.
Supergirl. That's the one that was. God, when I'm trying to like mention different universes, it's so weird.
It is.
Because I don't know the characters really. But like when he went back to help them, they were already there. They were already there getting ready.
Yeah.
And then they went back in time to that. Like what happened? There's like two pairs. There's a pair of the original Flash.
Exactly. They just didn't interact with each other. I think
they didn't interact with each other.
I guess so. Yeah. And then after that, it was only the other Barry that kept going back and back and back and forth. While the other one was like, okay.
And then what pushed Barry out of the time traveling originally was
himself.
It was himself. Yeah.
The other universe himself.
It's so weird.
It is a bit convoluted.
But it does kind of make sense.
It does make sense in a little bit. I was a bit confused on the whole, because usually, at least in the show, I'm going to compare the show because I've watched it for 9 years because it's 9 seasons. But it's the time travel and timelines are way separated than multiverse stuff. But in this one, they kind of like meld the two together. Like they had the whole like spaghetti explanation. I thought it was pretty funny and actually made sense. Like the spaghetti thing, like the sticks and they converge. And what was it called? Like the points where you couldn't change anything. What were they called again?
It was basically like the canon events of this.
Essentially, yeah.
But I forgot.
But like, no.
Inevitable
convergence something. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But at least the canon events, you can change and stop those. But like this one, no matter what you do, it will happen, which is a bit different.
Yeah, that was an interesting concept, but it's like...
which has been done before.
It's been done before, even in the most recent movie.
In the Flash show.
And in the Flash show? Jeez, yeah, no.
Yeah, there was a lot of, I feel like, inspiration from the show, which I can't blame them. The Flash show is pretty good. Well, it was good. First 5 seasons were good, and then everything kind of went downhill. But, like, again, good in the sense of it was on the CW. Like, it's not like peak cinema. And, like, compared to other newer shows and stuff with higher budgets, it's not great, but it's good. I liked it. I stuck through it, even though I knew, like, yeah, it's not going to be great, this ending, but I've watched it for over a few years now, so I might as well stick to it. But, yeah, they took inspiration from the show. But, yeah, it was confusing kind of how these, because, like, I was like, so is this place our Barry's in, is this another universe, or is this because of what he did to the timeline? Because that's the whole point of Flashpoint, is what they call it, where he goes back in time, he saves his mom from dying, and that changes everything, which I assume is what happened. But then Batman, Michael Keaton, who's in this, but everyone knows that because he's in the trailer, so it's not really a spoiler. But he explains it as in, like, it's more of like, he explained it where it's like the timeline diverged, kind of like in Back to the Future, but also like not,
the stuff in the past changed because he
changed
in the timeline where the mom remembers, or at least has,
the
tomatoes in there.
That was such a weird just plot thread. Fucking canned tomatoes.
Yeah. it changed everything. And
Which is true of Flashpoint. That's accurate. Where it changes everything. Because, like, there's an animated Flashpoint movie. Like, that was just its own thing. And, like, when he did that, fucking everything changed. Wonder Woman and Aquaman were at World War III. They started World War III. Superman was essentially Supergirl, like, in this movie, locked away. Very, like, didn't have the sun and anything, so he's a bit weaker. Batman was very different. Is in that universe, his Bruce died in the alleyway, and his dad lived and his mom lived. Mom fucking went insane and became the Joker. Dad became Batman, but instead of not killing, he uses 2 guns and kills any criminal.
Okay.
Which is pretty. Yeah, that Flashpoint's way more insane than I feel like this one.
Yeah, no. I was gonna bring up a plot hole, but then I don't know. I kind of forgot it. But I don't know. Is there anything else you want to talk about the Flash movie?
But yeah, man, I was a bit disappointed. Like, this is just me. Like, very few people probably care, but I was a bit disappointed they didn't do, like, a reference or at least mentioned the Flash show, or the actor. His name's Grant Gustin. He played the Flash in the show. Like, they didn't reference it. That little multiverse fan service place would have been a perfect place to put him, in my opinion. Or at least, I don't know why, because technically Barry has already time traveled and has already gone through the multiverse, so I don't know why he's not kind of like noticed what he was doing.
I really don't know.
It was it's fine. It's good. There's definitely plenty of plot holes, and the CGI is terrible overall.
I remember I thought in the restored footage he never looked up. His dad never looked up. That's what he said at the start of the movie, right? In the restored footage, he said...
Well, technically, he did kind of screw up still. Because, again, with Flashpoint, even though he went back and had his mom still murdered, essentially, he already... In the show, they explain it, like, pretty good. Another Flash explains it to the Flash, where it's like, he has this mug, and he breaks, like, a chip of it. Like, a chip breaks off. And he's like, imagine this is the timeline. You break it. And so no matter how hard you try and put the piece back in, it's not going to be exactly the same as it was before. So even though he did undo his things were still different. That's why it was George Clooney Batman, and that's also why his dad did look up in the camera footage. Yeah. Because the timeline is still technically different. Not as much as before, but it's still different in some other ways. That's the whole point of Flashpoint. It's like, no matter what you do, things will be different if you fuck with the timeline. Okay.
Also, I thought of another idea that I could talk about. I could talk about Elemental. But are we done with the Flash, or do you still have other stuff to say?
I still have a little bit of stuff.
Right, keep on going.
I don't know. With the mom's murder, I don't know why they didn't go a bit more into that.
I thought like he was going to have to kill his mom himself.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, he kind of did, but not to that extent. Hell, the show goes way further that, like, where he essentially has to. But, like, I don't know. We didn't really delve, like, who did? Was it just a normal-ass break-in?
Yeah.
I guess so, because in the show, it's way more serious than that. In the show, the Reverse Flash is the one who The Reverse Flash is probably one of the most pettiest villains of all time. He hates Barry so much that he went back in time. He was originally going to kill Barry, but because he couldn't, he just killed his mom instead and ruined his life, essentially. But that's a whole thing in the show. And, like, Barry did do a Flashpoint in that show, and everything was changed. But yeah, the Reverse Flash is essentially the one, at least in my eyes, who is the one who kills his mom. But he didn't do anything. There was nothing of that in this movie. Not even the Reverse Flash, which is like his biggest villain. It was weird.
I thought Reverse Flash was gonna be brought up in that film because
me too.
I know it's a thing. Because I watched a Moist critical video about it, but it was never brought up. And I feel like it would make sense. I thought the guy covered in that debris, I thought that Flash was gonna be Reverse Flash or something.
I immediately knew it wasn't, though, because it was weird armor and purple lightning. Lightning's also quite kind of, well, at least in the show. Again, I'm gonna compare a shit ton to the show, but it's the only other Flash source material I know. Lightning is a lot more important, at least in the show. In this one, it was like, in the trailers, I was like, okay, one has blue lightning, one has yellow lightning, which I thought was important, but it was just because he had the suit on that his lightning was not blue, but when he has it off, it's blue, so it doesn't really matter. But in the show, like, different colored lightnings means something. Like, if it's yellow, it means you're kind of like a normal speedster. If it's red, you're tuned to the negative speed force, which is a whole nother thing I'm not going to get into because that wasn't even in this movie. White means like it's artificial. Blue means like you're kind of tipping on the edge of you're fucking dying. And what's purple? Purple means something I can't remember. But yeah, lightning kind of has a bit of importance. But in this one is just like, yeah, he just has different lightnings. His is purple because I don't know.
Yeah. I originally thought that the guy who kicked Flash out of going back forward in time, I thought he was like some sort of like timeline keeper or something. Like in Loki, what
TVA?
The TVA was. I thought they were like supposed to protect the timeline integrity or something. But nope, it was just himself.
Yeah. Once again, comparing to the Flash, in the Flash, the Speed Force have these things called time wraiths, where they do chase after you if you kind of fuck with the timeline too much, and if you fuck it with it even further than that, they send the Black Flash, that's kind of like what this is here, but much cooler and better. But yeah, time wraiths are essentially just like ghosts that chase you throughout time and try to kill you, essentially, if you fuck with the timeline too much. I thought when he first showed up, I think he's just called Dark Flash. I think that's literally just his name, which is so just lame and boring. I thought it was another character. I don't know if it's original, because the Flash show does a lot of original stuff. They have a lot of original characters that weren't from the comics. I don't know if he was, at least the way he did it may have been from the show, originally from the show. His name's Savitar, and it is essentially an evil version of Barry from a different time period. And like he just wants to kill Barry's wife, Iris. Iris was in this movie. We haven't talked about her, but she barely showed up.
Yeah, I didn't. You were like, oh my god, look who it is, and I had no clue when she appeared at the news section at the start.
I was just fucking with you a little bit. I'm like, he has no idea who this person is.
Yeah, no, I don't even know the actors for most of those fuckers. Honestly, so I
didn't know the actor, but I knew the
did
character.
recognize the Batman at the end because I have watched Ocean's 11, so I'm like, what the fuck is this? This isn't the Batman from this universe, but I still recognize him.
The whole point was essentially, even if you didn't recognize who it was, the whole point is like, okay, still things are fucked up.
But
yeah, I thought it was Savitar because like Savitar, he uses like giant armor. He had like this claw thing that Dark Flash did, but like I guess it wasn't that. It was just this weird thing.
Yeah,
it was weird. And then the fucking Zod showed up from the Superman movie, which he didn't do a lot.
I haven't seen Dawn of Justice, so I don't know Zod at all. Really?
I didn't know him that much either, but like, I thought it was fine.
I haven't seen like most the DC movies.
And you
I've
don't
only
need to.
seen, I think, part of Batman v Superman and Justice League and Aquaman and both Wonder Woman's. But I feel like that those are the movies that not many people watch, especially the both Wonder Woman's. At least the second one.
I feel like Aquaman's like well received. People like that one.
Yeah, I think I enjoyed that one too. But I haven't seen like, besides for the newest Batman, I haven't seen any Batman film at all.
Damn.
Unless you count Batman vs Superman.
Oh, I'd say that counts. His name's in the movie.
I don't know.
You haven't even seen the Lego Batman movie?
No, I have.
Good. That counts. He's the best Batman.
I guess so.
As we've learned from Spider-Verse, the Lego people are usually the best ones.
Yeah. Anything else?
Shit, I was gonna say something. At least in DC movies, even though they don't matter, the older ones, you should still watch the Suicide Squad because that overall is a good movie. And I'm sure James Gunn probably wouldn't get rid of that because A, he made it, and B, it's actually well received by a lot of people. I feel like he's gonna keep the stuff that people did like he's probably gonna keep Aquaman the same. Most of the Suicide Squad stuff will probably be the same, especially Peacemaker because he also made that show, and that was also very good.
Yeah, I feel like with a jab at Disney, DC gave James Gunn's the keys to their universe after Disney
There's much potential.
Yeah, after Disney kicked him off for Guardians 3 before reluctantly giving him back Guardians 3. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I have high hopes.
Yeah.
He has not screwed up anything before yet, so
Well, I haven't seen all of his movies, so I can't say that for sure.
his recent superhero related stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for that. I did want to talk about the Batmans a little bit, the two of them. I thought honestly, I thought the Batman stuff was my favorite part of the Flash movie, ironically. I like both of them. I like obviously Michael Keaton because he was in a bit more than the other one, but I'm glad they did have what's his name? The actor's name. Damn it.
Michael Keaton?
No, the first one. The original one from this universe.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't fucking
I'll
know.
find out.
I thought the Robert Pattinson Batman was really good.
Yes. But obviously that's because
some people didn't like it, but I thought it was
Ben Affleck. That's
Ben Affleck.
That's
yes.
I thought he was pretty good for what they showed. I liked his suit. I liked the action scenes they did with him. And I'm glad he got like a bit of more chance to do it because like I thought he would be a good Batman, but obviously the scripts that he was given and all that were not great. But like I thought overall he was good.
Yeah.
I liked a lot of some of the action in this movie. It was pretty good.
The opening scene with the baby stuff.
That's different. That's not action. That's just CGI.
No, that wasn't. You could call that action.
I guess, but he wasn't really fight. I meant like fight scenes more or less.
Yeah, I don't know.
But before we were going to this movie, we knew about this thing apparently where the Flash put a baby in a microwave, and he did. But like I was like, okay, it made sense in the context. But then I when he got it out of the microwave with the ding and gave it to the mother, I'm like, okay. The joke is that people reversed like played that scene where he's taking the baby and putting it in the microwave.
Yeah, the woman was screaming, which is the same in the movie, but the woman was screaming, and then fucking the Flash puts the baby in the microwave while smiling. I'm like, what the fuck is this movie? But so funny. He takes the baby out because he put it in the microwave to save it.
Yes,
but I feel like
so it wouldn't get burned up.
I feel like the babies would have died during that scene, because like Ezra, like in that scene with the Russian shit, he threw up after moving like a meter.
Well, that's because the other Barry didn't know how to handle it, because like you can not have them throw up, but you have to know how to move them correctly.
Yeah. Anything else?
I like the Michael Keaton Batman stuff. I thought it was cool that like he was the decrepit, lazy, not in the game anymore because he lost his Alfred and all that. I liked it. I liked some of the scenes. I did watch at least one of those movies with him, the Michael Keaton Batmans, but I didn't watch all of them and I didn't get all the references. But like I got the Batmobile, I got the Bat jet thing. I got the nuts line. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. That's from the movie. That was also referenced in the Flash show. I don't know how many things they took from the show, but it's plenty. But yeah, I thought he was good. I liked the action. I did like that he did kind of die. It's like, okay, we're done with this character. He's dead. Deal with it. George Clooney, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they're going to do anything with him. What else happened in the movie? Oh, a Supergirl.
Yeah,
she was fine.
I thought she was good.
Yeah. I think. Like for an actor I have not seen, at least I don't recognize from anything else, I thought she did a good job. And I've heard that she is in talks to continue being Supergirl, even with the whole reset thing. Because there's a Supergirl movie that James Gunn is planning to do, which is kind of related to that character. Because Supergirl is usually, at least from the CW shows, there was a Supergirl show. That one, she's much more cheerful and wasn't imprisoned in a Russian gulag.
I don't think it was a gulag. It was like a research facility.
Essentially. But, Russian prison, gulag. But yeah, I thought she did a good job. But we were kind of moving quick, so it's like her turnaround was kind of quick. All she did was just see some military guys that she had no idea who they were just die, and she's like, no!
I went to the restroom at that point, so I didn't know why she was back. I didn't know why she came back.
Yeah, she went to Zod. She saw him essentially just kill dudes, and she's like, "No, no!" And she ran away and came back.
That's it.
And then, were you back there when they gave Barry his powers back?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and she lifted him up into the. I thought that was cool.
Yeah,
because that is also a thing from at least the other Flashpoint movie where like he's strapped to the chair with the chemicals and it fails. In the animated movie, it's much more fucked up. Like he's fucking burnt to a crisp. He loses his hair. He's bandaged up, but they do it again and it works out thankfully. But in this one, Supergirl straight just brings him into the storm, which I thought was cool.
Yeah,
but yeah, I hope they can flesh that. Well, they're not because that universe is dead. That was the whole thing. The universe is dead because Zod, or the Earth is, because Zod's gonna fuck it up and no one can stop him. But I just she could have done a lot more and had a lot more, but it's hard to do that since it's a movie about the Flash, and they can't really do everything.
Yeah, for a movie called The Flash, they had so many other characters in that movie. At the start it was Justice League. And then
fucking Wonder Woman shows up for like a few seconds and then never comes back at all. It's like that's it.
Yeah.
Same with Aquaman at the very end, but that was an after credits little cameo thing, so that's a bit different. But like, why have Wonder Woman in there at all? And they did show Superman for like a tiny bit on the TV doing something.
I feel like they paid James Gunn to say that or something, because like it was
reference.
It was okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was like enjoyable if you were into DC.
Yeah, I thought it was.
And even
fun.
if you're not into DC, I thought it was interesting.
It was okay.
Yeah,
for a non-DC fan, I'd say.
I'm still debating if I like it or not.
It's hard to watch it get that
because I don't care about DC enough. But I feel like maybe a rewatch could benefit. But I don't know.
Maybe I'm gonna rewatch it because I'm gonna probably rewatch it when it comes to streaming service with other people. But yeah, but it's a bit confusing because like this was known to be like this is gonna reset the DC universe, but at the end it's like, is it really a reset? Because like this is still Ezra's still Barry, but I understand the Aquaman because he didn't do anything wrong and he was pretty good as Aquaman. Damn it, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
my OCD. He was he's still Aquaman. I don't know how they're going to do George Clooney as Batman. I don't think they will. That was just a cameo. But, like, if this was supposed to reset the DC stuff, how? Because, like, there's no way Ezra Miller is going to be the Flash in the next thing. I doubt George Clooney, they're going to have that much money to have him back as Batman, especially with his age. It's like, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how they're going to pull it off. And Blue Beetle's coming out, which is apparently going to be part of the DC universe. But I don't know if it's going to be part of the one before the Flash movie or the one that happened after. I don't know.
We'll see.
We will see. I have hopes for James Gunn, and I'm sure he can pull off a good cinematic universe. But it's hard. He's gonna have a hard time cleaning up this mess that the previous CEO left behind. But yeah, I'd say that's it for the Flash, for me at least.
Speaking of Barry, I started watching this show called Barry on HBO.
Nice transition.
That's what I was talking about, Barry's.
I've heard of it.
I've only watched the first 5 episodes, but I have to say it's really funny. It's a really funny show.
Funny show. Okay.
It's about this ex-military guy who was an assassin for the military and was deployed in like Afghanistan and some other places, and then now he's back in the real world and he's still a hitman. He's basically turned into this a legal hitman, and his friend / boss is telling him to do all this stuff, and then they have a hit job in LA, and they have to kill this guy, and then Barry in order to like, he's stalking this guy, he goes to this acting class to like just to stalk him some more. And then Barry grows a love for acting out of nowhere. And he's a terrible actor, which is great. I mean, the actual actor is good.
No,
he's great.
I've seen that actor before.
But Barry's an awful actor, and he's trying to get better. And basically, that's the gist of the movie. I mean, of the show. Barry has to kill someone, and then they grow a love for acting. And it's interesting setup, you know, but I gotta say the jokes are really good, especially one joke which I don't want to like overhype it, but I fucking laughed out loud at it wasn't even that complicated of a joke. It was like such a simple setup, because what happened in episode 1 it continued in episode 2, like yeah, the consequences of episode 1, and then it just the reactions of somebody in that fucking, oh God, it's so good, but I don't want to spoil it.
Oh yeah, I'm planning on watching it soon because yeah, but unfortunately I don't have Max, so I can't really watch it. But I know it's 4 seasons because it just ended. You have this thing where you keep starting shows that just end.
Yeah, I was gonna watch Succession, but then like I kind of got bored of it in the 3rd episode, which some people would probably crucify me for that because they love that show.
I've heard.
But I'll continue it after I finish Barry. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I've heard Barry's good though. I didn't know it was comedic though. I thought it was more kind of serious, mellow drama kind of thing. But yeah, I'm okay with it being comedic.
Yeah, no, it's a good comedy. But right now I'm in the middle of rewatching Breaking Bad with somebody, and after that I'm gonna rewatch Better Call Saul, which that person hasn't seen. So I'm excited to show them this amazing show that you still haven't watched.
I know.
It's so good.
I know.
It's a really slow burn. It's not a comedy at all. It's the tragic story of how Jimmy became Saul. And it's interesting. I didn't know, after rewatching Breaking Bad, I didn't know how many times they actually brought up some certain aspects in that show. Except I think at the end, at the final season, they finally confirmed that they're going to do a spin-off show. But like, he mentions that his last name is McGill in that show. And that Saul Goodman's not his real name, and they mention at season 2 when he's introduced, when they bring him out to kill him or at least like threaten him, he says it's all someone's name. It starts with an E. Do you remember that scene? It's
I kind of remember the scene.
Not
I don't remember the name.
Yeah, it's somebody's fault or like something like are you with Lalo? And basically, those like lines
correlate
completely into the show. It makes sense why he said that, because everything was explained in the show.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Basically, it's not just Jimmy / Saul's story. It's how Finger, which is
what's his name? I actually just know him as Finger.
I literally just spoilers for Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. We literally just saw him die in the rewatch, and like, fuck, what's his name?
Why? Mike.
Yes, Mike Ehrmantraut. How Mike became from like a cop, an ex-cop, to still trying to do a good thing, to like basically a bad, like working for Gus in Breaking Bad. He used to be good, or trying to do the right thing, but then he just fucks up so much that he gives up on himself.
I think I've seen like a few clips from Better Call Saul. One I remember vividly because it was fucking terrible. I don't remember who it was. Was it Narcos? No, I could be wrong. I can't remember. But he was using a sewing machine. I don't remember his name, but he was using a sewing machine, and he kind of was for Better Call Saul. It was that show. I saw a clip, and he was using a sewing machine, and he kind of wasn't paying attention, and fucking like sewed the cloth with his skin.
I feel like that was Nacho,
yeah, Nacho, that's what I meant. And yeah, man, that was I didn't like that. It made me very uncomfortable. I just hate just the cloth like fabric with the skin. It's like ugh. Also, and he had no reaction. Like, he was emotionless.
Yeah, no, maybe it was Narcos. I don't exactly remember that scene. But I think probably during that part, he was having a bunch of like morality issues. I'm not sure if it's a spoiler, but I'm just gonna say it anyways. He's working for the Salamancas, and they want to use his dad's car repair shop. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was. Fine. His car repair shop as a front for the drug dealing. And Nacho's a good character, and Nacho and Lalo, they don't appear in Breaking Bad, so I'm pretty sure you can infer what happened to them in Better Call Saul. But they are such good characters, both of them. Especially Lalo. He lights up the whole room, but he's fucking evil. Lalo Salamanca. But
yeah,
the cinematography in that show is like amazing. God, they do so well. But also in Barry, I found like a lot of similarities in cinematography for both of those shows. They both are not saturated. They both focus, like they have very sharp looks. I think Breaking Bad was more like, I think they definitely used different cameras, and Breaking Bad has a much more different style than Better Call Saul. They're from like basically the same people. except the style and the pace of the show and what the show's about.
From Better Call Saul's intro, I could tell it's a different style.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
I really think you should watch it soon.
I have a lot of shows I need to watch, and I'm planning on watching. It's just new shows come out, new other stuff comes out, and I'm like, God damn, I really want to watch that. But and then you also saw nothing related to literally anything, but you also saw
Elemental.
Yes. Did you see that the day before we watched The Flash?
Yes.
Yes.
I did. Which is I thought we were gonna watch The Flash next weekend. But whatever.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Thank God we did.
I think I preferred Elemental over The Flash, which those are two completely different movies,
very
but
different,
still,
I'm sure.
I enjoyed Elemental more. I originally came in there with like no hope for the movie because I thought the style was not good looking.
Really?
Originally, yeah.
You mean the animation style?
Yeah,
or?
the animation style.
I thought it was fun.
But after like watching it, you get used to it. It's about elements and how they don't mix. But I thought one of the coolest things in that movie, it's not a spoiler, but how the Fire Girl, she can like either like have with a pile of sand or with some broken glass, she can make glass with like her stuff, her hands.
Oh, yeah.
And then like she does these cool moves. There's this one scene where she like got angry at a customer, and then like the thing, the glass thing that you, what do you call those things where like there's food and then there's glass over it? It's like displaying the food or something like that.
I don't know.
I guess you call it display. That broke, and then they did all these cool moves and then stretched it out and then put it back. It was so cool. I think
I'm sure Pixar went full in with the whole like how the elements react to other things. Like I remember seeing a clip where she's like walking over stuff and the color changes because of how that works.
Yeah, I thought the movie was cute and it was good. It was very enjoyable but predictable because it was about this water guy and this fire girl. I thought it was a bit fast paced at the start, and I still don't see how they originally got interested in each other. But I thought it was enjoyable. I liked it. I do recommend it, but I'm gonna see it in person at the theater. I'd recommend wait for it to come out on Disney Plus.
That's what I was planning on doing.
I think Pixar has been kind of disappointing lately with their films.
Their last one was Lightyear, right?
Lightyear, it was okay.
Yeah.
Turning Red was good. I like that one.
I like that one.
But still,
not
like
peak,
they went from making like bangers, Toy Stories, Cars. Not the second one, not the second Cars.
We don't talk about the second one.
A Ratatouille, Wall-E, all that stuff. Like fucking monumental, excellent movies. To right now, they're kind of like making okay movies in a kind of like generic bland art style, which also the Ruby Gilligan Teenage Kraken movie.
Yeah.
You know 0 Point Hospital? Those characters look like that.
0 Point. That sounds familiar. What's that?
It was something
0
point
Hospital.
It's something hospital. A
That
lot of streamers
sounds
getting
so familiar.
sponsored by it. Like
The 0 Point from Fortnite?
no. Something 2 Point Hospital. It was like a hospital game.
The game 2 Point Hospital.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Those characters look like the people in that game. And
You're right. I see it.
DreamWorks they like made two very standout looking films, The Bad Guys and Puss in Boots. And now
we keep talking about that.
They just announced this new film at the Regency Festival or whatever it's called. Agency Festival? I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
But it also kind of has the same style as the Ruby Gilligan.
Just the Kraken movie. I'm calling it the Kraken movie because the title's complicated.
It's so soft looking. And also,
it looks like they're kind of made of not Play-Doh, rubber.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah,
that's the problem that like a lot of these things have been going through.
I think it's still different, like especially compared to older DreamWorks films like Shrek and all that. Those were like kind of just realistic-ish animation and all that. People
have gone from realistic to too cartoony. There's the good in between is Spider-Verse, Bad Guys, and
I
Pussy
can
Movie.
enjoy some like 2 cartoony movies, but they have to have the whole movie be cartoony. You can't like have a cartoon animation style but be a serious
Yeah,
movie.
I think Turning Red was like that good in between. I think
Yeah.
because it was a bit of a bit more of a silly movie
Mhm.
because it's an allegory for women and periods, right?
Was it? I didn't know.
I don't know.
I didn't realize.
We're guys.
I
we
heard-
don't understand.
Yeah,
it
no. I
that
heard
well.
Elementals had a good it was about essentially race and all that.
Yeah, it was not even trying to hide it. Yes,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like racism.
I saw I'm based off a Twitter post I saw, but I heard that from that one Twitter post that they did it better than Zootopia. Do you agree with that or no?
And certain aspects were like they weren't even trying to hide that it was about race.
Mhm.
But also in Zootopia, it was kind of like that. So
Oh yeah,
I think
like they both
I
have
think
that
the
aspect.
Elemental had a better plot because the Zootopia plot twist at the end kind of ruined the movie.
A little bit.
But I think both movies have their place.
Yeah.
I think they're both enjoyable.
Damn, what was I gonna say? I forgot. We were talking about
Generic animation
yeah,
styles and Turning
animation
Red
and all that. Yeah, Pixar. They've been. I was gonna. It was a Disney movie. What was it? Oh,
Wish?
it was unrelated. It's unrelated, but I rewatched Emperor's New Groove again with some people that haven't watched it before.
Oh, nice.
And I don't know why. It's so much more enjoyable watching with other people, especially people who haven't. And it made me very happy that they laughed very hard at some
Yeah.
of the jokes because, man, that movie is so just good. Just so good.
And Disney needs to make more 2D animation movies because they went
No, we need more live action.
no
I
live
can't wait for
action.
live action Emperor's New Groove. Oh, God. I would kill myself.
They're already doing a live action Moana, which that was a good Disney movie that released recently.
When did that come out? 2014?
Let me check. When did Moana release? When did Disney's Moana release? 2016.
Oh, okay.
So-
Yeah, so that's not even...
That's not even 10 years.
yeah.
It's not even 10 years and they announced a remake in live action,
It's so dumb.
which
Like, why?
I think it's something to do with Dwayne and his ego or something.
I don't.
That's what I've heard.
Because he is Maui. He's still Maui, right? Which
He's still going to be Maui, which makes sense.
I'm okay with. I'm good with that.
He is a Pacific Islander, I think, right?
Yeah.
So makes sense.
Yeah. He's got the tats and everything.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can see him as Maui.
Yeah.
But like,
and I'm not
why?
sure if they're gonna recast Moana.
I don't
the voice
know
actor as
anything about
Moana. But
I just don't know why they're doing it.
it's still a movie made by like I think the creators or like at least directors, the two of them are white people.
Yep.
And the same shit with Primos. Most of the people that made that new Disney show that they announced are white.
Oh yeah, that show.
Which I was so disappointed to see the creator of Phineas and Ferb on there. Dan.
No, Pavenmeyer.
I don't remember.
It's that Pavenmeyer.
Pavenmeyer. Yeah, he
That's
was
really-
there in that selfie of like all the people.
Oh
It's
no,
like
that's
it's just so
unfortunate.
many white people, and like apparently it's hard to piss off like Hispanic people with in media, but they somehow did it. Disney somehow did it.
It's Disney.
Because they love Speedy Gonzalez, which a lot of white people got offended on behalf of Mexican people.
Those are
But-
people just trying to get it good with. Yeah, they're like, see, I care.
Yeah, no, but
No.
they somehow
Shut the fuck up.
offended the Hispanic audience with that fucking trailer. So I don't know if they're gonna continue doing with it. It's basically
know.
just a Hispanic loud.
I haven't seen the trailer, but I remember seeing something about the thing they do with the shoes hanging off of like telephone poles. I saw something about that.
I think the town that they're in is something like Earthquake, which is like interesting because a lot of
That's
devastating earthquakes have
very-
happened where a lot of people have died, and then
That's
they name their town Earthquake Falls or something.
That'd be something on like a dark comedy Adult Swim show, not a Disney show.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it's gonna go.
I don't know about that one, Chief. Fuck, what was it? Yeah, I watched Emperor's New Groove. So good. Have you ever seen Kronk's New Groove?
No, but I heard it's not as good.
It's fine. It's definitely not as good as Emperor's New Groove. Essentially, it's you know the whole like Disney DVD sequel kind of thing. It's kind of like that, where like most of those were just kind of pilots for shows. Like it's 3 separate stories just jumbled into one movie. Oh yeah, like a lot of the Disney sequels, DVD sequels, at least the older ones, were kind of like that. And Kronk's New Groove is like that, where it's 3 stories about Kronk that kind of have an overarching story, but not really. I thought like
Did
some.
you watch that one?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
I thought it was fine. Again, not as good as Emperor's New Groove, but like out of most of the Disney DVD sequels, well, it's not technically a DVD sequel, but it's in that same kind of feel. I feel like it was one of the better Disney sequels.
Speaking of animated series, they're gonna do a season 7 of Gumball. Did you know
that? Yeah, you're right.
And it's gonna continue exactly where it left off. With
Thank God.
It was originally gonna be that. That's the series finale, and then they're gonna do a movie with that. They continue off of that. But I guess whatever the fuck happened, at least the series is still surviving. They released a trailer at the Regency Festival, so I'm excited. I hope they don't fuck it up. I
hope so.
Like it's Disney. I
hope the trailer I hope the animations
still retains the unique style that I fucking love. I thought that show was excellent.
It was a great show.
That's one of Cartoon Network's best
and
shows.
I'm really honestly, I think it's better that they're doing it's a season instead of they're originally going to do a movie. They can expand on a lot more stuff and do more stuff.
They were going to do a movie and then a sequel series, not like a continuation.
I thought they were just going to do a movie and that was it.
No, but there's also Adventure Time, Fiona, and Cake.
I saw that. I heard about that.
They're doing that, which I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan of those episodes when they happened, but they're still enjoyable. But I don't know.
I don't know how that's going to work because I saw image of it and it's like, oh, okay, it's like a neat little spin-off about them. But then in that picture, Simon Ice King was there, and I'm like, so is this
Ice Queen was already a thing?
Yeah, but like it was like Simon, like straight up Simon.
Yeah.
And it was like, so is this happening in the normal Adventure Time, or is this like a storybook thing, like it originally? Like I don't know how it's gonna work.
Because like Adventure Time,
that kind of threw me off.
What's the spin-off
kind of thing?
Distant Lands.
Lands, that's it.
That like the episode with have you watched it?
I've watched most of them. I watched the Finn and Jake one.
I thought the magic one was the last one. It was maybe the worst one in my opinion. But the last one should have been
the Finn and Jake one.
Yeah, the Finn and Jake one. I cried. I fucking cried. It's so good.
Broke me.
So it was a fitting end. It
was good. I consider that the end of that.
And I still need to rewatch it because me and Matcha watched the whole entire Adventure Time.
Yeah.
We did Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. And then we're gonna do regular show, but then we just stopped regular show, and then I just decided that I'm just gonna watch it by myself, or I don't know. I'm not sure still because I haven't watched this episode of regular show in forever. But it's regular show has been enjoyable, but we need to rewatch Distant Lands because God, it fucking that last Finn and Jake one broke my heart. It was so good. But
what were the other ones? There was one about
BMO's origin story. One about the lesbians. I forgot.
Fucking Bubblegum and Marceline.
Bubblegum, yeah, that was good too.
What else? How many episodes? There was only six. Yeah.
There's the wizard one.
I don't remember that one. I have no idea what that was.
That was
about.
the last one, and it wasn't that good.
Yeah, the last one should have been the Finn and Jake one, but whatever.
I can just search it right now. Try to think.
I feel like there was one about tree trunks, but I could be wrong.
Maybe.
Could be. Do not remember. Man, are there any new anime shows that are coming out that look good? I can't think of any. I miss the feeling of a good anime show, especially with Owl House ended. And
the Owl House ending was disappointing, but
that's not the fault of the creators.
No. I wasn't gonna
100% Disney.
Yeah,
they rushed.
I think if Disney didn't fuck that up and let them like have much more episodes than they did, I think filler episodes are important because they flesh out some characters a bit more. I don't complain because there's this one filler episode that Matcha mentioned during season 2 or something, or season 1. I don't know, but I didn't hate it because I thought it elaborated more on the characters. If they had that, I would have enjoyed the finale more. But it was
it wouldn't have been a finale. They said they wanted to do way more stuff, but they got cut short.
Okay. No, there's only 4 episodes.
Oh, damn.
BMO, Obsidian, Together Again, and Wizard City.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, no. Going back to the Owl House, I think fuck Disney. I've already mentioned how much I have a distaste for Disney
I also have a distaste for
and how much they
how
fucked
they
up the
do
Owl
that.
House.
Yeah, man, they fucked him over, and
And
it's so unfortunate because I really
did
like
they
that
also?
show.
I don't think they fucked up that other show,
Amphibia? No, I think that they ended that they wanted to end, so that was
Yeah,
good.
you and Matcha enjoyed that one.
I really enjoyed that one. It was
Wait.
it was a bittersweet end. It wasn't like, damn, everyone has a happy ending. It was like, no, there's some sad stuff, but at least no one died.
Yeah. There's gonna be a new season of Phineas and Ferb, I think, and also
Yes.
that other spin-off, the Phineas and Ferb spin-off. It
Hansel
wasn't the first
and-
spin-off. Hansel and Gretel. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's not a spinoff. I think that's just a completely different show.
completely different show. Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
it's just made by the same guys. Like Milo Murphy's Law.
Yeah, Milo's and Murphy's Law. That was
Milo
the
Murphy's Law.
that was the one that didn't do as good.
No,
And also,
I think it was fine. I like the theme song because singing by Weird Al Yankovic.
Of course,
I like Weird Al Yankovic. Oh man, I need to watch his movie. They made like, so you know his whole thing that where he spin up spoofs.
Charities.
Yeah, they made a documentary movie of him, but that whole movie is like a spoof of documentary films. Like the guy who plays Weird Al in the movie is fucking the kid who plays Harry Potter. I can never remember his name. Fucking damn it, I can't remember his name. But yeah,
Tip of my tongue.
I know he plays Weird Al in that movie, and I thought it's pretty funny.
Really? He plays Weird Al.
He plays Weird Al, and it's funny, and it's on it's a free movie on Roku channel, which is funny because it's yeah. Fucking, oh my god, Harry Potter actor, Jesus Christ. Daniel Radcliffe. That's it.
Daniel Radcliffe.
That's
Yep.
it. Yeah. I need to watch that movie.
Okay.
So it seemed, I saw the trailer and it seemed so funny.
Anything else we have to talk about?
How much
Because we're
time?
on the last couple minutes.
Again, I want to ask: are there any new animated shows that are coming out? Not like continuations, like brand new that you've seen, other than the one we talked about.
Primos.
Yeah. Are there anything else? I can't think of anything.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Because like I want something new that's good.
Yeah, because
Like the last one for me was like Owl House and Amphibia. Those were newer, but they were I thought they were pretty good, like really good.
I don't know, because like there's the writer's strike going on right now.
That
They
is
still
also-
haven't figured that out, and that's gonna have long-term effects on stuff that is announced right now or that is in production currently. Because I watched a video on this from Drew Gooden on how they were saying that like last time it's caused the rise of reality shows, and now their studios are trying to replace writers with AI and shit like that, and they're trying to have less writers' rooms and stuff like that. But the thing is, you need to be a writer on set because you need to, like, if stuff doesn't go according to plan, if like a prop doesn't turn out how you originally intended it to look like, you have to like adjust the script literally there.
I saw that something fell. What was that?
I don't know. I hope that shit doesn't fall on me.
That'd be scary.
But yeah, no. And the less time you have on set, the less experience you have. So when you direct your own thing, you don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
So I hope that writer's strike goes well, and everybody gets a fair deal.
I watched was it Hassan? What did he do something?
Yeah, he did. He's the fucking.
I think I watched his
token
video
socialist
for
guy.
some. Well, I think it was because he had Adam Khan over in
Yeah.
it, which I watched some of his stuff and I like him. And it's cool that he's a part of the like what was it, the Writers Guild or something. Yeah, I watched that whole video to get like essentially the basic rundown of it. It's like yeah,
it's fucked up what studios are trying to do to the writers. The writers are what are like
they're a
what's
major
carrying-
part of
major
lot
part
of
of
these stuff.
Hollywood and like shows and movies that are coming out. And I really hope that all of them get a fair deal.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I was just looking through a list of upcoming stuff. I couldn't find anything new that looked interesting, but I forgot that Clone High is getting a season 2 or already has season 2.
I heard it
coming out.
was not as good as the first one,
yeah,
but I haven't even watched the first one. I don't care.
They don't even have Gandhi in it. He was like one of the best characters in the first one, but I guess people are too sensitive or something. I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah. And they make jokes that he's not there, though, at least, which I kind of like. It's like, usually my friend Gunny would be here to tell me, but I haven't seen him at all. And it just cut to him being frozen. It's like, well, damn. At least they're aware.
Well,
but yeah, other than that, I don't know. Can't really think of anything. I don't know what we're going to talk about next week. I guess I still haven't talked about some of the games.
Yeah,
we could.
Before this, we were talking about we were struggling to come up with topics.
Yeah,
and Romano said, "Hey, what about that new Xbox Game Festival or whatever
showcase?" Yeah,
showcase. But yeah, no,
that's the end. We figured it out in the middle, so we're good.
That's the end.
That's the end.
Goodbye.
Bye. Hopefully, we see you next week.
Mm-hmm.
Bye. Ugh.